The changes that you make in the birthing experience will last a lifetime. These are things that get seeded and they influence a person over their entire life. So make sure that once you've cleared it, you review it, have them rewind it and replay it, and do that several times. Make sure that there's nothing left. Because each time you go through, you may find that there's a deeper layer. They may be subtler, they may not have a lot of intensity to them, but it's like, just think of them as dust bunnies, clean them up, and there's nothing there to grow later. Now, the ending of the story, the ending of the birthing scenario, is emergence into the world. This emergence is also separation from mom. So there can be separation anxiety, and anxiety feels like excitement. So you can reframe the anxiety into excitement, being excited about emerging, being excited about coming into the world, being excited about being their own person. You can really shift the anxiety. The next step, the separation from mom, also can be tied to the next step, which is how the child is actually received, because this is very critical. What happens at the moment of birth establishes a pattern for how that person is going to handle stressors later in life. So if there's a problem, it's going to cause distress for the child, and the child is helpless. I mean, there's no other state that's more helpless than that in that moment. And so that can have a profound effect that can, influence the person for their entire life. Now, the child's primary need following birth, okay, there's the emergence into the world, and the most immediate need for the child is to bond with mom, that attachment to mom. That's going to heal the separation from mom. There's a moment, yes, I'm my own person now, but I'm still connected to mom. If that bonding gets interrupted, and this is what happens when there's, when there's complications with the birth, the bonding is often interrupted. And if it gets interrupted, that can then generate feelings of rejection, and rejection is a life-threatening perception. Okay, that generates a biological response. It can also create a relationship issue between the mother and child that can last the entire lifetime. So the key elements to uncover at that moment of, entry into the world is, first of all, where is mom? Because the child needs to locate to mom. The child has been inside mom. Now they're not inside mom. They need to locate. That's going to provide safety and security for the child. And that's what mom represents to the child symbolically. Mom is safety. Mom is nourishment. Mom is source. And source is God. So this is also a spiritual issue. The next thing you want to notice and uncover is, does nursing take place, and how soon does it take place? And if nursing takes place, is there eye contact? Is there stroking? Are there words of endearment? Does the child feel loved? These are the things that the child needs. These are what are going to provide the child and the nervous system of the child's body with the security and the confidence and the love that it needs to feel okay in the world. Also, you want to find out what's being said. Not only what's being said to the child, but what's being said in the delivery room, and who's saying it and who are they saying it to. For example, what are the responses to the sex of the child? It's a girl. Is that being celebrated, or is there, a sense of disappointment? Gender issues can be seeded right there at the birth, at the moment of birth. So uncover that. Also find out where dad is. Believe it or not, dad's important to the child. The child does have an awareness of dad, and, mom matters, but dad is just as important as mom is. And so what you want to uncover there is, where is dad? Locate dad. And also, what are dad's feelings toward the child? Often, especially for my generation, they didn't let the fathers into the delivery room. They weren't present to the child. So, but the child, that doesn't mean the child doesn't have a sense of where dad is, especially if dad is in the waiting room outside. So the child will have a sense of where, where dad is. If he's not there, if he's, off at work or something, then that may be distressing. And so it's something else you want to clean up. If the birth is premature, if the child is is being born before its time, so to speak, that can be especially traumatic for the child because there's often no opportunity for the bonding experience to take place. It's an emergency. And if the child gets whisked away and ends up in an incubator, I've had clients who ended up in incubators, and I will tell you firsthand, it is devastating. The feeling of isolation of being in an incubator is so profound. Add to that if it is an emergency and the child is premature, maybe they're blue, and if mother is drugged, all of this stuff is compounding the distress in the child. And the child really doesn't understand what's happening, and it doesn't know whether or not it's going to survive. So these are aspects that need to be addressed. It's profoundly distressing. I cannot say that enough. And it can result in what's called a biological abandonment conflict. Now, according to German New Medicine, the perception of being left behind or being alone and isolated can result in kidney problems. So if you've got a client that's got kidney problems, keep that in mind. This may ask them about what do you know about your birth? Might stem from that, could be something else. Any situation of crisis obviously is going to be distressing for the child. The child doesn't have the ability to make sense of what's happening. It's often too much for them to handle, so the energy intensity is too much. And, if other people are afraid that the child isn't going to make it, if they're afraid that the child might die, then that is a suggestion, whether verbal or nonverbal, that the child will accept because it doesn't have any critical function. It hasn't got the ability to reject that idea. So that will be accepted by the child, and that can result in what's called an existence conflict, which can lead to, are you ready for this? Eating disorders, which lead to obesity. So something else, okay? An existence conflict can be seeded in the birthing process. Now, it's my belief that it's never too late to have a happy childhood. Regardless of how the birth experience might have played out the first time, in reality, my recommendation is just release the trauma of the event first so that the child can experience what happened, the way it happened, and feel okay. And then re-script it. Re-script the story. Let the client experience a birth that they deserved, that they should have had. A natural, loving, easy, wonderful birth where they're received into the world with celebration, where everyone is joyous, that they've arrived, that their being is celebrated, that they're whisked into mother's arms and mother looks at them lovingly. They make eye contact. They hear the words they need most to hear, that sort of thing. They're stroked. They feel those sensations of being held, comforted, soothed, whatever. The client will tell you what they need. Have them re-script that story so that they can enter into the world and the world can be a safe place that welcomes them. So in this way, you're allowing the child to experience what it needed and what was missing. So many lifelong patterns can be resolved right here in the birthing experience, simply by healing the experience of what it was like to come into this life. I mean, if that first step into the world is a doozy, what's the rest of it going to look like? So you have that opportunity to change that perception and to change that expectation, and that has a ripple effect all the way through that person's lifeline. So you can change the decisions about how life is supposed to be. And as a result, you're going to change the client's view on life, their lens on life in terms of what they expect from themselves, from others, from relationships, from themselves, for their gender, so many things. So what you uncover in that event is going to tell you a great deal about what formed the personality of that individual, and where they might be getting blocked or sabotaging themselves simply because it was reasonable to make those decisions in that experience. And you can help them re-script that whole thing and truly transform a person's life.